What's going on, y'all? It's your girl Des, and today I got an update with my housing journey. Okay, so the last thing that I updated you guys on was me submitting paperwork to my counselor. So I submitted the paperwork, and he submitted it to the underwriters, and the underwriters came back with a few conditions. Go figure. So they came back with three conditions, and I had to submit those paperwork. So one of them was a letter of explanation, um, that proving that I was able to manage and operate a home, which is bananas, because again, I've my track record with them guys has been, up to par. So, but I chucked it up and I wrote the LOE and gave them something additional to, kind of ease their concerns or whatever. So I submitted those three to my counselor, and I wanted him, so this was on a Monday, and I wanted him to get them in ASAP because I wanted to hear back something from the underwriters before the week ended. And so I was asking him to let me know when he submitted the paperwork because, like I told y'all in the other video, he takes his pretty little time submitting my paperwork. And I was luckily able to get all of the documents to him the day of our meeting. So we met on on a Monday afternoon, and I was able to get the paperwork to him before the end of the day Monday. Surprisingly, was not expecting that. So in my head, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm sending you all the papers, so you can definitely submit the paperwork to the underwriters today. So I was emailing him, asking him did he submit them or let me know when you submit them, and he never got back to me. So Tuesday came around, I emailed him, hey, did you submit them? Nothing. So I think by Wednesday, I'm like, all right, big fella, you not giving me nothing, and I don't want to wait till Friday to submit the paperwork, which was my next appointment, because I didn't want to wait. I didn't want to I didn't want to wait till the weekend to hear something back from the underwriter. So I'm getting irritated. So now at this point, I'm about to call your manager. So I'm calling all type of NACA headquarters, trying to get somebody to expedite the process, right? Nobody was answering. The Detroit office is notorious for not answering their phones. So couldn't get in touch with nobody. So I wound up calling like the overall NACA. So you guys know NACA is international. So I wound up calling the overall NACA headquarters, and I was able to get in touch with somebody. Well, no, I'm sorry. I was able to leave a voicemail, and they called me back. Somebody outside of the state of Michigan called me back asking me, what was my concerns. And so I told him, and he was very helpful actually. So NACA outside of Michigan or Detroit is like, I feel like they're probably the bomb.com. It's just Detroit that has their troubles. So yeah, the guy was very, very helpful, very understanding, and he gave me the information to the regional director, I want to say, or regional director for Detroit. And he gave me his contact information. He also forwarded me to his phone number. And so wound up getting forwarded to him. He also didn't answer, go figure. So I left a voicemail. After I left voicemail, I emailed him, and he returned my email. I want to say the next day. He was pretty fast with his response. And so he returned my email, and I think he also called me. Yeah, we was on the phone. So he called me, to my surprise. And so we were talking for a minute. I was telling him my concerns, and he was like, oh yeah, sorry to hear that. He was very helpful. He actually put up my file and was looking at it with me and was making sure that everything was up to par. And he wound up because I wound up asking, I'm like, so are the counselors only supposed to submit paperwork when we meet? Because, I gave my paperwork to my counselor after our meeting. So is he not supposed to submit it until our next meeting? And he was like, yeah, that's typically how it works or whatever. So that's how it goes. So apparently that's why my counselor was ignoring me and not submitting my paperwork, because I guess that's their process. They don't submit paperwork. They don't work on your file until, for the most part anyway, until your meeting, I guess, which is kind of counterproductive, but hey, not me. So yes, so he did tell me that, and so that was like, okay, that kind of eased my concern or whatever. So yes, he looked at my file. He was like, oh yeah, you need this, that, and the third. I'm like, cool, I can get this to you now. He was like, oh, and I can handle this part. And so he, actually did some stuff for me. And I gave him some of the stuff that he asked for, and he was able to put it in my system and submit it. And he was like, okay, yeah, you're good to go. He was like, after your counselor submits this time to the underwriters, you should, get an approval. And in my head, I'm like, okay, this is like the fifth time I've gotten conditions coming back from the underwriters. So yeah. So fast forwarding, I had my meeting Friday with my counselor. Again, didn't hear anything from him before then. So I had my meeting, and he was like, "Yeah, everything looks good." He was like, "I'm submitting your paperwork." He was like, "You should get a approval from the underwriters this time." Again, I'm like, "Stop telling people that, because every time y'all say that, the underwriters come back with something else." And he was like, no, no, no. He was like, this time it should be, pretty good. You should get an approval, and we should hear something, and I'll, let you know. I'm like, okay, cool, bam. Can't wait to hear. So that's where I'm at. I am waiting for to hear something back from the underwriters, whether they give me another condition or they approve it. So cross fingers that they give me an approval. Yeah, yep. So the moral of the story is, again, NACA in Detroit. Anyway, I can't speak for anywhere else. NACA in Detroit is a very time consuming process. And you have to just embrace the journey. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I was getting frustrated at first because, like I said, I was on the head when my counselor wasn't responding to me, and I did hear something back from them, and they were helpful. The regional director was helpful, so I was able to get things moving, and it kind of eased my mind with everything. And yeah, overall, I'm good. I'm not upset. Originally, obviously I was, but now I'm cool because I see that NACA is at least trying to make sure that they're holding up their end of the bargain. So that was my concern originally. Like, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. I feel like NACA is dragging their feet, causing the process to be even longer. But for whatever reason during that time, I was like anxious. I wanted to get everything submitted right then and there. But I had to realize that time is of the essence, and so I had to get back to my normal mindset, which was enjoy the process, the ups and downs, all of it. And actually, my process is actually probably faster than anybody's, because I had a lot of my stuff already tidy, as far as what they require for you to save, as far as having all your debts paid off. That was pretty much up to par with me. So if you plan on using NACA or honestly, any mortgage company, make sure that you have your stuff in order first. So if you wanted to go faster. Now, NACA specifically works with you if you don't, which is the great part. So if you have debts, they'll work with you to pay off your debts, to help you pay off your debts. If you don't have the enough money in the reserves, they will tell you, what you need to be saving monthly to get that. But that's obviously going to make your process a little bit longer. But for me, I had everything like A1. So my process is going pretty smoothly, considering. So yeah, I don't want you guys to take my journey and think this is, your journey. Everybody's journey is different when it comes to buying a house. And NACA does stress that. So wherever you are in life, the plus side is that NACA will work with you. So if you don't got the money, you don't got the credit, still apply with the NACA and they'll help you get to where you need to go. All right, y'all. That's it. That's the update. That's where I'm at in my process. So thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. I hope this helps you if you are in the process of buying a home or going through NACA or plan to be in the near future. Yes, I hope my journey helps your journey go smoothly. So that's it, y'all.